He's the most interesting man in the province of Alberta. No, I'm not talking about Connor McDavid, nor am I talking about Leon Draisaitl. I'm talking about Evan Bouchard as we welcome you in to the 5-minute edition of Power Plays powered by FanDuel. Bouchard, Coco, a subpar regular season by his standards, but he has been as advertised in the Stanley Cup playoffs. What are you seeing from the stud D-man?
Well, isn't that what matters the most? It matters the most what type of player he become come playoff time. And for the Edmonton Oilers that have been, getting back to the playoffs and getting back to the Stanley Cup finals on the top of their priority list, this is when they need their big players to step up. And Evan Bouchard has proved that and more. And look, he's a polarizing player too, depending on how you feel about his defensive game, which has been very lackluster, especially in the start of the playoffs where there was a lot of noise around the way he was playing defense, but he's turned it around. He's turned it around in a big way, helped leading the charge offensively, which is where he's at his best with the Edmonton Oilers. He's got the big bomb from the back end that he uses on the power play, and it's hard, and most of the times it hits the net. But what it also does is it takes the attention away from McDavid and Draisaitl, which is where a lot of the penalty kill focuses their attention, and it just adds an extra element of a shot threat. And if the shot doesn't go in, you're getting the rebounds and creating those open seams. Maybe McDavid to Draisaitl on the weak side that gets those one-timer goals. But, for the Edmonton Oilers who create such a threat on the power play, Evan Bouchard has been a big-time contributor to that, especially playing without Mattias Ekholm this playoffs.
Another big part of the Oilers' power play is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. This guy's been incredible in conference final games. 11 points in his last 9 conference final appearances. What do you attribute his proficiency to?
Well, maturity has to play a big part of that. I mean, he's 32 years old, and you look at the resume that he's had early on in his career, couldn't get to the playoffs. Now, being in the playoffs consistently, he's really risen his level to another level, knowing that he's a complementary piece to all the attention that McDavid and Draisaitl is getting. So it's guys like him and guys like Hyman that really have to chip in and really have to find a way to be big-time contributors in big-time moments. And I feel like he's found that, and he's found it very comfortably. He's big-time, player on the penalty killer, really, really clutch on that, has really found a nice role in that, and he's scoring really timely goals, especially in this series. So it's amazing to see that the player that Nugent-Hopkins has developed into.
Nugent-Hopkins has been incredible for Edmonton of late. Wyatt Johnston, not so much for Dallas. He's doing his best Rory McIlroy impression. He's minus 17 in these Stanley Cup playoffs. What's gone wrong for Johnston?
Well, plus minus is such a misleading stat. How many of those goals that he's been on for have been empty netters? Last I counted, the Dallas Stars have given up 6 empty net goals. Plus, you have to factor in who he's playing with. He's playing with a couple of aging vets, and Jamie Benn and Evgeny Dadonov, and what type of role they're asked to being played and what type of matchup they're getting. And if you look at who the Dallas Stars have had to play to get to this point, Colorado, Winnipeg, and now Edmonton, all teams that can put up a ton of offense. And look, he generates a lot of his offense on the power play, has 2 of the 15 power play goals that Dallas has scored. So 5-on-5, that line just isn't generating much. So probably why he's a minus player right now. But it's definitely a misleading stat for me.
So looking at tonight's game for the Oilers, they're big favorites on the money line, plus 150 on the puck line, a win by a goal and a half. Is that something you'd sprinkle on?
Look, it's hard to go against a team that's being led by McDavid and Draisaitl, but I'm not high on this line. I'm not even high on this play. If anything, I like Dallas in this game to keep it close, maybe even to even win it, because you just look at Dallas and the team that they've been all season, one of the top teams in the NHL. If they lose this game, that'll be their 3rd straight loss in the playoffs. I don't see a team like Dallas losing 3 straight. I think they bounce back in a big way tonight.
Could not agree more, which leads us into our same game parlay powered by FanDuel. It features the Dallas Stars on the puck line, plus a goal and a half. And you have to expect a big bounce back from Jake Ottinger after a shaky performance in game number 3. Also on, of course, Zach Hyman to record a point for the Oilers. He's been so good for Edmonton. You're getting him at plus money. And Mikael Granlund, who is a top-line player for Dallas, top power play man alongside Mikko Rantanen. I think you have to include those altogether, plus 471 on FanDuel. Coco, you with me?
Love it. I love it, and especially with the Dallas one. You're not asking them to win. You're asking them to keep it close. If they win, it's a bonus. Hyman's really elevated his game. Granlund's been a big-time contributor. Some good plus money on that SGP. Love it.
I can't wait to cash the bet. Can't wait for this game as well. Thanks for being with us. The 5-minute edition of Power Plays, powered by FanDuel.